you doing what you want. What you want?
I don't know. My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch front like Jackie Brown.
Yeah, you funny.
I wanna know but she too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime,
Guess I'm doing what I want.
it's some me time.
Hope you doing what you want.
Maybe I'll love myself, I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. See me in the mirror, I duck myself. Don't need much, so fuck my wealth.
Only been a few hours, but it feel like days. Only been days, but it feel like months. I've been gone for a year, only roll like once. Life move fast when you doing what you want. I guess I'm doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want?
I don't know. You can play loud. Crib by the beach like Odell. No, but mom, my killers don't tell. Chateau, my mom got the Louis off the shelf. Now my bitch addicted to Chanel. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime,
Guess I'm doing what I want.
get some me time. I don't know.
Hope you doing what you want.
My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch front like Jackie Brown.
Yeah, you funny.
What's up, y'all?
We both still young, so what's the rush? The night is young and we not drunk enough. You'll come around if I don't do too much. We had
What's
our fun,
up?
but we had way more ups. Let's make love. That be the reason that you always hit me up. I swear, you like the way I fuck.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Skipping Spider-Man low-key crazy. I book club.
You come here, I knock your pussy out the damn frame.
Yeah, so I was supposed to go to the Spider-Man movie premiere, but I had book club, and I was not gonna miss a book club for nothing. So today, we might as well get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. Welcome to a series. We're doing a series because I realized on desktop, I really don't know until a good game comes out on desktop. I low-key be lost. You know what I'm saying? If you're here at last stream, like I'm gonna play Fortnite sometimes for sure, but until like Wolverine comes out or GTA 6 comes out, you feel me? There's not much to do on desktop for me, you know. But we do have a lot of IRL. We have an IRL at 5:30 today with Yusuf and them. It's gonna be a blast at Silent Library. But I'm starting a series called Mental Health Mukbangs, and basically for an hour or so, once to twice a week, I'm gonna come on desktop and just talk about mental health, y'all's mental health. Black Ops is out, yeah, but it's on my PS5. You feel me? Yeah, moving the PS5, etc. Anyways, so yeah, once to twice a week, I will come on here. We'll talk about mental health, the best we can. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have a lot to offer. I've been in therapy for 3 years. I've read a plethora of self-mastery books over the last 6 years of my life. I've been through all the ups and the downs, and so I want to offer help because for June, if you don't know, it was Men's Mental Health Month. I did a thing where if any guy signed up for therapy, I gave him $50, and we had like 47 people sign up for therapy, and that was amazing. So Live streaming is awesome. Mental health is awesome. And we're here to remove any negative connotations around talking about mental health, especially in the digital space. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. There's been so many times where I've been on top of the world, gone to therapy, and still got better. So you don't need therapy just in case, like, if you think, like, you can go to therapy even if you don't think you need it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So I'm going to warm up my food. Everyone get their food. I have a Discord. Everyone get their food. I'm going to warm up my food, and then we're going to get into it. Just a straight hour straight of just mental health. And then I'm going to pair the mental health conversations with a book you should read, a quote, or a YouTube video you should watch. Feel me? So, welcome to the first mental health mukbang. You get your food. I'm going to get my food. And I'll see you in 30 seconds. Been 2 hours of me that day. And as my food warms up, you can't eat at the doctor's office. Okay, grab a snack. You can, even if it's a snack, you're good. For drink, not a paid product placement, I have coconut water. That was pretty unk. Coconut water for the drink. Gotta stay hydrated. Pirate's booty for the snack, just in case I don't get filled up. But just in case the food is not enough. And then for the sweet treat at the end, Haichu. You gotta have a sweet treat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have a sweet treat. My food should be done warming up in 2 minutes. Coconut water. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in the future, I'm gonna do like maybe a themed one, like a Wingstop mental health. You know, it'd be sick. I'm gonna build this out. We're gonna build this out. This is yo. Hold on, yo. Mods, get them out of here. But yeah, it's gonna be sick. If you don't have a meal or if you just ate, grab a snack, chew some gum, drink some water. And so basically, yeah, how's it gonna work? We're gonna talk about something. Actually, I'll wait till I get my food. Who's here though? Who's here? Let me know who is here. Let's do a little roll call. Is there music I can play? Who's here? Likely, Queen Yaz, Spike, Carol, Likely, Ren, Zyla, Classify, Grace, Nolan, KZ. Thanks for being here, mods. Maria, Verena, Graciela, Brianna, Maria, De Gomez, Artistry, A Money, Sophia. A lot of similar names, bro. Good to see you all. JQ. What's up? Sunshine, Giselle, Likely, Paper Bag, Jasmine, all my subs, Rose, what's popping? If you just joined, we are doing a mental health mukbang. So grab a snack, grab a treat, grab a drink. What's up, everybody? My food's warming up. Kid Black Boy, what's up? Too Slow for Pro, Emma. And we're gonna eat and talk about mental health because I'm very passionate about it, and I feel like I don't post enough about it. So yeah, any questions, anything? I'm gonna grab my food and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. We're so back. You better have stayed. We're about to get cracking. Ooh. God did. All right, we lit. So, ads? I mean, I was gone, so you can't even blame me for real. I'll wait for ads. W165K, y'all. Thank you for the 165 followers. 165,000 followers. Stream with Core Boys soon. Today, I have Korean-inspired quesadillas. I have 2 of them from Cook Unity. Shout out Cook Unity. Let's work together. Basically, ads are done. Okay, fire. Basically, how's it going to work? I feel like the best format. Someone asks a question or something they're going through in chat, and I feel like there'll be multiple people in the chat that are going through the same thing. I'll kind of talk about my side of things, and then I'm going to offer a quote, a book, or a YouTube video that might help with it. And if I don't know, then I'll tell you I don't know, because obviously I don't know anything. I'm only 26, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do my best. So, what is on your mind? What is something you're working on, wanna overcome? Talk to me. Whether it's social anxiety, family issues, like ego, discipline, motivation. Shout out Discord. Was Fourth Wing a good read? Yes, Fourth Wing was an amazing book. How do you deal with energy not being reciprocated? Oh, actually, I need to get a book for this because I'm going to reference this book a million times a day. I'm gonna go one at a time. How do you deal? Let me pray real quick so I can eat. Amen. How do you deal with energy not being reciprocated? I would say the number one way to kind of take the power away from other people in your life is reading the 4 agreements. There's a quote, or one of the agreements is, don't take anything personal. In the sense that everything that someone does to you or towards you has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. For example, say you're walking down the street and someone makes a comment about how you look or your outfit, etc., right? That comment has absolutely nothing to do with how you look or what you're wearing. It has everything to do with how they feel about themselves, right? Because when you think about it, if you're having a good day and you're enjoying your life, you're not going to go down the street and insult somebody, you know? Like, there's a saying, a happy person isn't hating and a hating person isn't happy. So it's like, the way to take power out of other people in life is realize that every time they do something out of malice or ill intent, that's because it's literally how they feel about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about every time you've had a great day. The last thing on your mind is trying to bring someone down, right? You want to uplift people. So I'd say when energy is not reciprocated, you need to water the people that water you. Like, if you feel that way, don't text them, don't talk to them, and see if they stay in your life. You know? So I would recommend the 4 agreements. I would listen to the 4 agreements, and you'll realize that everything that other people do has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. I hope that makes sense. Let me scroll back up. Social anxiety seems like a bit of okay. Social anxiety. I'm still working on. I would say, this is a really big topic. For me, there's like waves of social anxiety. Like, are you socially anxious because of lack of self-confidence? Are you just an introvert? Do you feel like they're judging you? There's a lot of ways, but I would say the first step for social anxiety, a lot of people preach about like exposure therapy, which is kind of true. But again, I think I'm referring back to this, listening to the 4 agreements about social anxiety, you'll realize that everyone is obsessed about themselves. Because I used to feel like this, even before the show, before I had a platform. It's called spotlight syndrome. Everywhere I went, I'd be like, dang, are people looking at me? And then you realize everyone is so self-absorbed, not in a negative way, but it's like we all care about ourselves more than other people. So I would say when you step into a room and you're like, oh, are they judging me about this? Or are they judging me about that? It's like they're so worried about themselves that they're not going to notice how your hair is untucked. They're not going to notice the little small stain in your jacket, you know? So like I say that to say, like, if you have social anxiety, try to take a step back in bird's eye view and realize people are so obsessed with themselves, not even in a bad way. That's just we will always care about ourselves more than other people. And so try to think about that next time you're in a large group where it's like, damn, you're overthinking, like, oh, am I this, am I that? They're doing the same thing, most likely. What's next? The feeling about not being good enough. The feeling about not being good enough. I would say, I don't know, I don't want to push religion, but as a you know, a believer of God, for me, the feeling of not being good enough really resolves in being made in the image of God, and like everyone on this earth is here for a reason. But if you're not religious, I'll speak on that because I don't want to just assume. Well, you're human, you're here for a reason, you're good enough already. But the feeling, to curb the feeling, I would do things that make you feel good enough, right? So say we have person A and person B, right? We have person A, person B. Person A, they wake up at noon, they doom scroll for 3 hours, and they eat garbage. Person B, they wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., they go into sunlight, they go work out, they have a nice healthy meal. Who do you think is going to feel better, be more confident, and be more proud of themselves, right? Probably person B. So I would say you need to wake up and do things that make you proud of yourself. You need to win the day. You need to win early. The earlier you can stack your wins, the better day you'll have. Like imagine you wake up, you make your bed, you drink a cup of water, you go on a walk. You just had 3 wins and you've been up for 30 minutes. And you have 3 wins. Right? And you just stack the day. So winning the morning is very important, I feel like. How do you gain strength to leave something that isn't serving you? For me personally, if I'm in a situation where it's not serving me, I kind of think about the ulterior. Like, dang, what if I'm still in the situation 6 months later? Like, if I'm doing something or in something I don't like imagine continuing this bad cycle for another 6 months or a year, and I look up, oh my God, I just did this toxic thing for another year. So I would say, think about how much it costs to not do it. Instead of being fearful of breaking it off, of leaving, of getting out of it, think about how bad it would be if you didn't. That's what I try to do. If that makes sense. Like, I'm going to take a bite. Korean-inspired quesadillas. That's pretty good. How to be confident in front of a camera? I would say how to be confident in front of a camera is definitely case by case. Again, I would lean back on do things that make you feel confident, right? You don't need to be the most like handsomest or prettiest to be in front, like traditionally handsomest or prettiest to be in front of the camera. You just need to feel good about yourself in the sense of, you know, brush your teeth, wash your face, take your showers, like feel good, look good. It's a real thing. If you're not feeling good, get up, dress up, shower. You're having a bad day, get up, take a shower, dress, do your hair, get a haircut. So it's really just taking care of your hygiene and yourself, because how you feel is how you're going to present on camera, in my opinion. So, yeah. And it honestly is just repetition. Step in front of that camera. Make videos, don't even post them. Or post them. But either way, take care of your face, your teeth, your hair, your skin, and you will start to glow. Drink water, like all like the obvious stuff. And then the more you get into, yeah, it's just repetitions. Any tips for gaining weight? I'm not going to lie. I'm not a doctor, so it takes with a grain of salt. For me, it was creatine and then making myself eat. And I still am not the best at gaining weight. But you literally, as simple as it is, like you just have to make yourself eat. And take creatine. Creatine will add 5 to 10 pounds of water. It's healthy, but talk to your doctor or your parents first before you do. But creatine helped me a lot in the gym for sure. How to deal with grief. I got to keep it a whole stack. I really haven't had to deal with grief besides 10th grade. So I don't want to just, I feel like it's not fair for me to talk about grief because I know people have really lost people close to them, and I haven't experienced that since 10th grade. So I'm going to pass on that one just because I know I'm not in the position to talk about it because I haven't been through it, you know? I feel like I'd be faking the funk if I talk about grief and I haven't been through it since I was like 17, like 10 years, you know? 16 actually, so yeah. I apologize. How to stop putting others before yourself? Great question. Sam, how to feel, and for everybody, how to stop putting others before yourself. One, don't think that there's anything wrong with this. Like, don't beat yourself up like, oh man, I need to stop putting others before myself. What am I doing? Etc. etc. One, find grace in that because that's so rare, especially nowadays. Being selfless is very rare. So one, give yourself grace and realize that it comes from a great place, right? Two, this is the analogy I use. Well, I'm 1.5. Saying no. Okay, thank you for the gifted sub. So look. Every time, this is from The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. This book right here. Oh wait, I don't even need my headphones. This is from The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, right? So work how to say no. If you want to work on how to say no, or putting others before yourself, read this book or listen to it. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. This book taught me that everything you say no to means you're saying yes that much more to stuff you love, right? For example, you're in a relationship. You're saying yes to the same girl over and over and over again, you're saying no to other girls or guys in your relationship over and over again. That makes the yes of being in a relationship all that more special, right? That's what makes a relationship special because you're choosing them and only them. So I say that to say, the more you say no to other things, the more the yeses are highly valued, more important, right? And I use this analogy. When the plane's going down, you have to put on your oxygen mask first before you help others. So if you're not in a place to put others before yourself, then don't do it. And it's not being selfish. Saying no and doing things for yourself is not being selfish. Because how can you show up for them if you can't show up for yourself, right? How you show up for other people is a part of who you are, right? Who you show up as is a part of your brand, is a part of your character, etc. So if you're wearing yourself thin, saying yes to others, and you can't show up as who you are to help them, then you're not showing up. You're actually being selfish, right? It's selfish to say yes so much to where you're wearing yourself thin so you can't help others in the way that you intend to help them, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, these two books right here, phenomenal. How to start believing that you are worthy of love. That's a great question. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I would say I don't know about love because that's like, I would say in a relationship or for relationships, you have to become somebody that you would date, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I can't find my significant other. I can't find my girlfriend. I can't find my boyfriend. And then it's like, would you date yourself? So I would say focus on yourself, as cliche as it is, and do things like that you would want a partner to do. Like, okay, work on yourself, journal, eat right, be active. You know what I'm saying? Work on yourself. So it's like, the more you work on yourself, you'll realize that like you're the catch, and you'll realize you're worthy of love, i.e. a relationship, etc. So it's really just to do things that you would want in a partner, right? You want to become like, would I date myself? Like literally ask you, would you date yourself? Oh no, I wouldn't because I'm in bed till 6. I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Not to beat yourself up, but just take accountability and catalog for your life. Like, would I make a good partner? Oh, I wouldn't make a good partner. That's probably why I can't find one, if that makes sense. Not saying anything's wrong with you. I'm just saying, like, you want to catalog your life and be like, oh, okay, if I wouldn't date myself, why would other people date me, right? That's how I look at it. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I just closed chat. Okay, wait, I'm gonna take a bite. Good news is this is making me eat slow because usually I eat fast. Nick FaceTime me. Shout out Nick. He just FaceTime me, but I'm gonna call him back after. This is not bad. This is pretty good. Here's a good one. How to stand up to others who treat you differently than people just like you. One, how to stand up for others. How to stand up to others that treat you differently than people just like you. Again, I would go back to the 4 agreements where the way they treat you has everything to do with them. And in a way, like, you need to fight for injustices towards you, but at the same time, it's kind of like arguing. Like, you're never going to change someone's mind. So I would say if you're able to leave the situation or step away, I would step away, especially if you're seeing it. I'll, of course, have the conversation, but I'll literally just ask them. And when you ask them a quote, when I'm going through it with somebody, a quote I use is seek first to understand, seek first to understand, then to be understood. That is from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's right over there. Yeah, great book. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So when you are in an argument or a misunderstanding, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Because I promise you this, a lot of arguments people get in, they listen to reply. They don't listen to understand. But the second you put yourself in their shoes, it'll take a lot of emotion out of the argument and it'll bring it like, okay, I see how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that made sense. How do you come to terms with hard truths? Great question. There's a book called it's not out here. There's a book by Ryan Holiday. It changed my life. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. For example, it's called The Obstacle is the Way. Basically, the roadblocks / hard truths in life are there for a reason, right? And it's like, think about, I'm trying to come up with a good analogy. Basically, it's like, a lot of people deal with hard things and they want to go around it. But in retrospect, you have to go through it. For example, it's kind of like a hard now or hard later, right? Like, you can either eat crap now and have to go through all the BS later, or you can have a hard moment now and eat healthy because it's hard to eat healthy, and then it'll be easy later. Like, you can either work out now and it's hard, or you can not work out now and then have to go through a bunch of health stuff later. And let me go back to the question. And I say that to say, where was I going with that? Oh, with hard truths. Basically, all the hard truths you get in life, you can't avoid them. The more you avoid something, the more you'll find it. I think that's a rule, right? What rule is that? It's not Occam's razor. Murphy law? Is it Murphy law? Anyways, the more you avoid something, the more you avoid pain, the more you will be met with pain. It's just how it works, right? So once you welcome in the hard truths, it'll save you time It'll add character development. Like every hard thing I've been through in my life has led me right here. So why would I want to avoid, hard things? And yeah. How to come a hard show. Okay. Let me see. That food's gonna be cold. What are your thoughts on living your day to the fullest versus on autopilot? Okay, wait, I actually have something for this. The thing is, I forgot the percentages, but a lot of the things we do are on autopilot. When we brush our teeth, when we put our shoes on, like it is autopilot. But the thing is, like when people are unhappy with their life, like the number one thing is, or one of the things I try to do is to fall in love with the little stuff, right? Because everyone posts, all social media, everyone posts their highlights, the trips, the deals, the cars, etc., the money, the woman, etc., right? But what your real life is and what you have to fall in love with is the day-to-day, the small stuff. Do I love waking up and brushing my teeth in my crib? Oh, that sounds dumb, right? But it's genuinely what you're going to do every day, right? So it's like it's falling in love with the boring things of life. Like, dang, I do love just sitting on my couch and watching Criminal Minds. So, like, there is going to be part of your life on autopilot because that's just how the brain works. Like, you can't avoid living some of your parts on autopilot. Of course, travel, go explore, do all the things. But at the end of the day, if you think your life is boring, you need to find ways to love and enjoy the small stuff. Whether it's waking up, grabbing a matcha, going on a walk. Like, you need to find the joy in the little bits of life because that's what most of our life is. 70%, I think, of our life is going to be the boring day-to-day stuff, right? You need to find joy in the little things. You have to find joy in the little things because that's what most of our life is. And social media tells us otherwise. So you need to find joy in the little things. Let me see. The feeling of wanting to do it all but can't. It depends in what sense. But like I said, saying no means you're saying yes, obviously, to other things. And just know that the value of those yeses is very important, right? So, like, if you can't do it all, you want to do what you're most passionate about, what you most care about, and find solitude in the fact that you're choosing the things. Like, you can't say yes to everything. If you spread yourself too thin, if you have 5 things to do, you're going to half-ass all of them. But if you have 3 or 2, you can put way more intention behind them. You have a book for everything? Yeah, I have a book for everything, bro. It's the best. The Let Them Theory? Yeah, the Let Them Theory, I listened to the podcast. Phenomenal. Wait, content creator. As a content creator and public figure, other validation is fortune and necessity as it correlates with your success. How do you navigate that dynamic and preserve your self-value when success takes away followers, numbers, etc.? Great question, Andrew. Hold on. Everyone take a bite. Bite time. Banging, bro. Thank y'all for all the followers. All right, Andrew, you said, how do you navigate that dynamic and preserve your self-value when success is dictated by numbers of followers? For me, it's like, there's so many ways I can answer this. I'd say the number one thing for me, not to be corny, but even if I make one person laugh or help one person, that's good enough for me. Obviously, you want your content to do well because that's what, like, my job is. Like, I need to produce good content that does well to make money and live, and keep doing it. But at the same time, some of my best content hasn't hit, like, the best. Some of the most things I've been excited about to post, the most passionate content hasn't hit the best. It's kind of just like, you're not as good as your last video. No, it's really about, for me, like the value I provide. So it's like, as long as I think I'm providing value, then I'm good. If that makes sense. Oh, you gotta add? Sorry. I'll go back in the VOD. My apologies. Would you say you're a people pleaser? What boundaries have you set for yourself about learning when to say no or getting yourself out of uncomfortable situations? Yeah, no. I was an OD people pleaser. OD. I'm a lot better now, but like I said, the federal are not giving an F. There's so much power in saying no. And for a while, I would say yes to everything because I would feel bad. Like, oh, I want to show up for this person. I want to do this thing. I want to do this thing, right? Jake, thank you for the Prime sub, brother. I appreciate you. So, I'm going to use analogies earlier. Like, if you say yes, for example, if I'm running around all day doing things I don't want to do, and then I want to talk to my family member, I'll be so drained that I don't even want to do that, right? So it's like when I say yes to these obsolete things I don't need to be doing, I'm saying no to meaningful, full of life conversations with people I love and care about, or streaming, etc., right? So when you go to people please, you need to know what you truly value. Like, okay, if I say yes to these 4 things, that means I have to say no, in a sense, to these things I actually care about, right? So, like I said earlier, you have to put on your oxygen mask before you put on other people's, or you're just going to be running around living other people's lives and not yours, right? It's your life. And it's not selfish to do that, right? It's selfish to say yes to everything and then be so drained you can't be there for yourself, right? Because how are you going to show up for other people if you can't show up for yourself? In my opinion. How to deal with unwanted thoughts. I'm not gonna lie. I would say I learned mostly about this in college. I'm not too well informed on it, but what you resist will persist. So the more that you're like, I don't want to think this, I don't want to think this, I don't want to think this, you will think this. Right? Like what you avoid, because you're putting so much energy into it, even though you're saying, I don't want to think this, you're using a lot of energy and brain power to do that, right? So I would recommend, as hard as it is, the cliche is like letting the thought pass through and not getting, like, this is thinking and a thought are 2 different things, right? This is from the book, How to Stop Overthinking by Joseph Nguyen, right? I think this is correct. Like, thinking and a thought are 2 different things. Say you get a thought, I'm going to fail this test. You can be like, damn, okay, like that's crazy, like, and then move on in however way you want to do that. Distract with music, etc., right? Where people get messed up in is, of course, easier said than done, is they have a thought and they take that thought and they go down a rabbit hole. Damn, I'm going to fail this test, right? That's the initial thought. You can be like, oh, no, I'm not, I'm good, or I might, and then you let it pass, right? You see the thought and you let it pass. Where things go south is you take that thought and you create a fake narrative, fake story around it, in the sense of you take that thought and you turn it into thinking. They're 2 different things, right? I'm going to fail this test. Oh, if I fail this test, my parents are going to hate me. Oh, okay, then I'm not going to go to college. And then before you know it, you've thought about this thought. You've thought about this thought for 30 minutes and you've put yourself in a depression or a rabbit hole of just negative thinking. So just remember that thoughts and thinking are different. You can have a bad thought and just try your best to just let it pass by. Like, you can think whatever you want. That's fine. Your brain, you don't get to choose your thoughts. You really don't. You can deadass be chilling. Crazy thought, right? You don't get to choose your thoughts, but you do get to choose how much energy and time you put behind thinking about that thought. Like right now, oh, I just got to FaceTime. And I could be in my head about, okay, I'm going to call this person after, and I got to go to this stream. Or it can be like, okay, I'll handle that after the stream, right? So you really just get a thought, and if you don't enjoy it, keep your distance, observe it, and let it go. Where people mess up is they get the thought, and they hone on it. And then they just build this whole fake narrative about, You can get a thought about failing a test. 30 minutes later, you think your life is over, right? All off a thought. And a Stoic quote by Seneca is, "We suffer more in our imagination than in reality." And a segue into this is like, think about like every time you thought something bad was going to happen, like most likely it didn't happen. And then two, if it did happen, it was way better than you thought it was going to be, right? You thought about something crazy bad was going to happen. You're nervous about this, that, or the third. One, it probably didn't even happen. Two, if it did happen, it probably wasn't that bad to the extent you thought it was going to be about. If that makes sense. Don't believe everything you think. Yeah, that's the book. That's the book. It's really good. Okay, what else? I'm gonna scroll up. Thank you for the follows. All right. Anything else? Book recommendations? Any questions? Lust addiction. I would say environment, right? This is a serious conversation, guys and girls. For lust addiction, let me think. There's a lot of layers to this, because it could be through the phone or in person. I'll start with the phone. If you're addicted to corn, first of all, I'm an advocate of not watching corn. I don't think I've watched corn in like May of last year. Maybe like once or twice. But I really stopped watching corn like 99.9% of the time, like the last 2 years. I never watch it. It's actually so bad for you. I'm telling you, corn, like if you're a guy or a girl, but most of you guys watch it, right? Like corn will F up your head so bad. I know it's like everyone preaches about it, this, that, and the third. Like it genuinely will like cook your brain, like in all things, like social anxiety, talking to girls, talking to people. So like if you're addicted to corn, the way like lust addiction, right? I would set blockers on my phone. Like if I were you, I'd set blockers on my phone. If you find yourself always on the app for it, delete the app. Like you dead ass have to put your like boundaries and like things in place to stop yourself, because it's such a crazy addiction. Like so many people are addicted to corn or the emming, so much, right? So you need to dead ass put blockers on your browser, and then once you get over that hump of like a week, 2 weeks, like you'll get better and get better. And then really lust addiction, I'll just pay attention to how you feel after that, and next time you get in that mode, try to remember that. It's like, okay, damn, last time I felt a lust addiction, I felt like shit after. Which is, I'm not like the most inept about talking about it, but yeah, that's what I would try to do. It's just to cut off all, like, okay, what if it's like, okay, every time I go on Twitter, like for example, say someone goes on Twitter, they're chilling on their couch, they go on Twitter, they see corn, and now they're triggered to do that bad habit, right? You want to delete Twitter, actually. Like if it gets to a point where it's messing up your life, you want to delete Twitter. Or put the thing on your Twitter where you can't see that type of stuff, right? Because a lot of people say they want to get better or not do it, but they don't do any steps to do it. Like you want to fight corn addiction or less addiction, but you're not doing anything. You're just saying it. So do you really want to stop, or are you just saying that because you feel bad after? Right? What else? I'm so hungry. Bro, Overcooked my quesadilla. It got stuck in the plate. Yeah, Twitter is terrible. I don't have Twitter. Twitter is disgusting, I think. The thing about Twitter is, like, people get paid the hate farm. Like, with the new XBS, like, if your tweet goes viral, and you get paid to hate farm. There's no blockers or anything. People can make up whatever they want, and they'll get paid if it goes viral. It's so cooked. X right now is disgusting. I can't stand it. Oh, yeah, sorry, let me answer that. I just want to talk about something else, too. So Ultraviolet, respectfully, I think you're talking about a family member. I have personally never gone through that, so I can't speak on it because I feel like I'll be robbing. Oh, shoot. State Farm, thank you for the 30 gifted, yo. That's crazy. Thank you, State Farm. We love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out State Farm, yo, with the big 30 gifted, yo. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank y'all. If you got, it's W State Farm, y'all. If you got a sub, say thank you, State Farm. Okay, I want to garbage in, garbage out. That's what I was going to say. Thank you so much, State Farm. We love you. W State Farm. Also, another thing. This isn't anything specific, but garbage in is garbage out, right? Garbage in is garbage out. And how you do everything, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So when I mean by garbage in, garbage out, if you're consuming junk all day, and it could be anything. It could be anything. Whether it's food, corn, bad news, right? If you're consuming junk all day, that's what you're going to get out, right? Like, I don't know how to say this. I just want to say, like, the more garbage you consume, the more garbage you're going to think about and talk about. Like, gossiping, really bad for you. Like, gossiping is actually bad for your brain, believe it or not. And the 4 Agreements talks about it. But I say that to say, like, when I realized that, I unfollowed all those, like, Baller Alert, the Shade Room. Like, when you get garbage, the news, because the news is owned, like, yeah, you want to be in tune with the world, but 90% of the news is just negative headlines. So when you're reading negativity every day, that's what you're going to become, because what you consume is what you're going to become. Just like the show Super Size Me. If you eat McDonald's for 30 days, McDonald's, love you, you know what I'm saying? But if you eat it for 30 days straight, you're going to become that. So, like, garbage in is garbage out in every capacity of your life. So, you need to watch how much garbage you consume, because that's all you're going to regurgitate, right? If you only consume drama and parasol, like any weird stuff, that's all you're going to be able to talk about and think about, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, you create your own reality. But if you consume good books, good podcasts, you're going to be able to think about that, talk about that, right? And for me, that's like the biggest thing in life. I was going to say something else. Yo, pass me the remote. Thank you for the gifted sub, yo. We hit 1,100 subs. Thank you for 1,100 subs, yo. I love y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Any tips on ignoring hate? Hey, Too Slow for Pro. Thank you for the 5 gifted, yo. Means a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you, Too Slow for Pro. That's love, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tips for ignoring hate. 1, if you can, leave that environment. If you realize every time you go to this certain spot, this certain chat room, this certain comment section, this certain area, you leave that. For example, with Twitter, they don't like me on Twitter, or some parts of Twitter. I don't know why, but I would never go on Twitter because it's just unnecessary for me to do. Even before Love Island, I wasn't on Twitter. It's just so bad for your brain, right? So you will never, the thing is, like, there's no ignoring hate. the most you can do is not put yourself in that environment or situation. And then 2, if it's going to be unavoidable, right? So I would recommend, again, going back to the 4 agreements, nothing anyone does has to do with you. It has to do with themselves for most part, right? Obviously, people do crazy things. They get hate for it. And it's like, okay, that's messed up. But you're never going to be able to ignore it. But just know that the more, Gary Vee says this, like the more you like love, the more the hate affects you too. So it's like you have to treat them equally. Like for me, I struggle with this. Like the support I got was so crazy, so OD. But at the same time, I hold the hate at the same level sometimes because I love the love so much and the support, and it keeps me going. But at the same time, the hate is right there. Like some hate is right there too, and I can get in my head. So you just need to like tone down both. What advice do you have about cutting someone off after a breakup, like attachment issues? I feel like this is a common issue. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad at that. Transparently, when me and my ex broke up, we saw each other for like almost a year. Like we still hung out or talked with her for like a year, 9 months after, etc. So, it really is. I mean, I wouldn't say blocking, but it really is removing yourself. Like when they ask to talk, you really just have to block them. You just have to block them, in my opinion. Yeah, that's all I would say. Like, you have to block them and then be strong enough to keep them blocked, and then just focus on yourself. I'm really not the best at relationship because my shit was toxic, so I'm gonna keep it a stack. They had a really good one. Where'd it go? No, I had a really good one I wanted to read. Dang it, I missed it. How do I get over someone I was never dated? I'm not gonna lie, getting over someone, it just takes time. There's no, like, cause bro, there's nothing to be said about I would read, I lied. Read When Things Fall Apart. When Things Fall Apart by Pima Chadron. Let me see. When Things Fall, by Pima Chadron, right? Read When Things Fall Apart. That book is phenomenal. Or listen to it. When Things Fall Apart. Jeremiah, what advice would you give to someone who can't say no, someone who generally sees the good people also where they're being used and brushes off like crazy? I talked about this earlier, so if you were here, sorry for repeating myself. But if you have a problem saying no, read this book or listen to it. You can read it in a week or two. Really a fun, amazing book. So read this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. It'll teach you about putting on your oxygen mask before you put on others. Who you are and how you show up is a part of your brand and your character. So if you can't do that because you're saying yes to other people, you're being selfish. And the more you say no is the more you say yes to the things you care about. For example, if you're running around all day to stuff you don't really want to do, you'll get to the stuff that you actually enjoyed about, you'll be drained. Like imagine doing stuff for 6 hours you don't want to do. Not talking about work, just in general. And then you have to like have an important phone call or go see your friends. You're going to be drained. You're going to be taxed, right? You can't audiobooks is reading. Honey Rabbit, as long as you're getting the information, yes. I've listened to I read the 4 agreements. It didn't quite click fully. Then I listened to it a year or two later, downloaded right into my brain as best as it could, right? So everyone's different. Overthinker, that'd be Stoicism. What's the 3rd book? Stillness is the Key. Overthinking, I still struggle with that. Who overthinks? It's really just the thought of, like I talked about earlier, like getting a thought and not thinking about the thought. Like overthinking, for example, I'm gonna use the same example. Like you're in school, you think you have the thought, I'm gonna fail a test. You can either think, no, I'm not, yes, I am, we'll see, I'm gonna go study and let it go. Or you can say this. Or it can go like this, I'm gonna fail the test. Oh no, I'm gonna fail the test. Okay, then my parents are gonna hate me. Then I'm a disappointment. Then I'm not gonna go to college. Then I'm not gonna get a job. Then I'm gonna become homeless. Then I'm gonna die. So it's like all of a sudden you go from I'm gonna fail this test to my life means nothing in 30 minutes. And that generally does happen to people. I've done it before, right? So you need to see that thought and observe it and let it pass. Because the more you hound on the thought, go away, go away, go away, the more it's gonna knock. Oh, Savage King, this is a great question. How do you lower your excitement when talking, dating someone new, and how to not be overbearing and too emotionally involved too quick? I still struggle with that. I'm not gonna lie. I've only had like 4 crushes in the last year. So when I like somebody, it's really rare. Like my whole life, I've only had one ex. Like I've only dated one girl my whole life. So it's very rare for me to be that like vulnerable to a relationship. So when I like a girl and I can see a future with them, I also struggle with that because I'm like, oh man, I haven't liked a girl in 4 months. It's time. She's the one. But the best way to do that is to match energy. And that's not to like be nonchalant or keep it play or whoop-de-whoop. You just want to match energy in the sense where it's like she's at here and you don't want to be overbearing because you scare her away. Or him, whatever you're into, you know? Wait, there's a good one. How do I know when I should tell someone I like them? I don't know. Relationship advice is tough for me because I don't have a good track record with relationship advice. Honestly, I would just go off of read like you just shoot. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. If you've been hanging out for a while and you think this shoot, bro, because you're either gonna wait and miss a chance, you just shoot. I don't know, like shoot or shoot. Respectfully, if you like somebody and you don't think it's too early and you're getting good vibes, then you shoot. You just read the room. Honestly, reading the room was like 80% of the early stuff is just reading the room. I hope that makes sense. Do you think the books you read change your perspective on how you see people in the environment around you? 1,000%. Books changed my life. I got a second life due to books. I used to sit in anger. High school, I used to think it was cool to be the angry guy. Not like violent, but just like the nonchalant, angry lights. Like I thought that was the wave. And then I started reading books and joy became my baseline. Now I don't care if I'm corny, laughing, goofy. Like that's who I am, you know? Yeah, it's Akatar in the back. I've been shooting your shot. You can't wait. Bet. How do I lose fat? I barely eat junk food. I try to consume enough protein. I do sports much every day, but I'm chopped. Save me. No, you're good. 1, you got to start somewhere, right? 2, it's calorie deficit. So you just want to, not just, but track your calories burnt and consumed, and you want to have a calorie deficit. So you want to burn more calories than you consume. How do you get over a situationship? Time. That's the thing about love, bro. Like, really, you read When Things Fall Apart by Pima Chadron, and then just time. Like, there's no get there's no get better ASAP thing with love or feelings or relationship. It just takes time. As cliche as it is, like, you just do your best in that time. But I will say this. If you're going through a breakup or you're depressed, or you're not feeling good, as hard as it is, it will pass, and you need to do things while you're in it so you don't look back and regret it. For example, I'm going to give you a real life example for me. I had my first love in college, right? Freshman year of college. I'm in my first year of college. I'm in hard college classes. We break up. I'm depressed. I lost 7 pounds. I ate like once a day for maybe a month and a half, right? I lost 7 pounds. I did so much stuff in that depression that I regretted. When it comes to class, I wasn't doing my schoolwork because I didn't care. I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't eating, right? And so when I got out of that depression, I looked back and I was like, damn, if I had just done my homework, I wouldn't have to take an extra class. So because, of course, it's easier said than done, and depression is a real and hard thing. But as best you can, when you're going through a hard thing, a breakup, depression, lost somebody, you want to do the things you need to do so it will pass. I promise it will pass. So when you get on the other side, you can look back and be like, damn, that was a rough point in my life, but at least I turned in my school assignments, right? Because the last thing you want to do is go through something and then just stop doing everything, and then now you're X pounds. You look like this, you know what I'm saying? You have a million backup assignments. You failed 3 classes, and now you're happy again, but it's affecting your future, right? So as hard as it is, while you're in that rough spot, you need to show up. As hard as it is, like, you need to show up, or you're just gonna look back and be like, damn, like, yeah, I was depressed, and I was sad, but now I'm happy, and I have to do a million things that I shouldn't have to do because I messed up while I was sad, right? Yeah, it was the worst. It truly is the worst. Yep, good stuff, Nat. Yeah, yeah, like it's so tough, but like you have to. It might, like, it'll pass. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be this week, but just do things while you're in the funk so you can look back and be like, dang, I was depressed, but all my assignments are turned in. Now I'm happy again. Or not even happy. Maybe you're just good. Maybe you're just okay. Right? You know what I'm saying? Bet. All right, one last question, and then I gotta go. But I'll see you again at 5:30 for some fun stuff. Anything else? Thank you. Anything? One more question. All right. Great question. How do I stop fearing about how I'm viewed by others? Because I often overthink everything I do because I get scared of getting talked down and I focus too much on pleasing others. Okay, so this is people pleasing, overthinking, and fearing in one. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick breakdown in order for Lay and everyone else, because I know most people are going through this, and I myself as well. Read or listen to the 4 agreements. It talks about take nothing personal. Let me read you a quote. From it. Let me read you a quote from this, so you can understand, like, truly, you know? Sorry, 1 second. I want to give you this quote. It's very powerful. The first agreement. Where is it? Second agreement. Don't take anything personally, right? Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you are stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you. It's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant, or can everybody see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you're trapped in the dream of hell. Right? And so I say this to say, every time someone says something about you, wait, where'd the question go? It has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you unless you truly believe it, right? So I would say, Lay, read or listen to this book, and also don't overthink everything by Joseph Nguyen would be a good one for you. And oh my god, yeah, this one too, for pleasing others. But it takes time. But the thing about life is, like, right while you're here right now, think about this, right? This is the last thing I'll say, then I'm gonna drop a TikTok, then I gotta go, right? Listen to this. Please hear me. Bro, if you listen to, like, if every time you drive, say you're busy and you don't have time to read, which is not true. I know you have time to read. Say reading isn't your thing, it's not your cup of tea, blah, blah, blah. If you literally listen to this book and then listen to this book and then listen to How to Not Overthink, bro, I swear to God, everything I love, your life would change so drastically. Like, even if you just listen to this, I promise you, like, 60%, 50% of your problems, like, you could not solve, but if you just listen to the 4 agreements, like, I swear your life would change. I swear. Like, even if you don't read, that's not your thing. Like, if you can't do the 10 pages a day, like, if you listen to any of these books, The Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, When Things Fall Apart, How to Not Overthink by Joseph Nguyen. If you listen to any of those books, imagine how good you could feel, or better you could feel, if you listen to one book a month. Like, say you listened 15 minutes a day for a month, and you finish the books are 4, 6, 8, 9 hours. You know what I'm saying? Audiobook. Imagine you just listened to that and implemented it into your life, bro. In 3 months, you wouldn't recognize yourself. Like, you in 3 months. What is it? August, September. By Halloween, you'd be a totally different person for the better. So I just want to leave you with that, because imagine how much better you could feel in just 3 months, 3 books, listening, reading. Do 10 pages a day. You know, that's 300 pages a month, which may not seem like a lot, but that's 903 months, right? So just think about how much better you could feel. Even if life's great right now, I promise that thing that's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, is not true. There's been times I'm having the best day of my life and I still go to therapy, because I know there's always work to be done, right? So I just want to leave you with that, and then I'm going to post a TikTok, and then I'm going to dip. Like, just think about the growth that could happen if you read 10 pages a day, if you listened to 15 minutes a day. Like, bro, oh my God, bro. I wish I could make people read, bro. I wish I could make people read. Is that evil? I don't care. All right. Yeah. So, book recommendations. If you're having a hard time, how do I say this? If you're having a hard time with hard things in life, The Obstacle is the Way. If you're battling ego is the enemy. If you're battling how you think, social anxiety, how the public views you, things like that, the 4 agreements. If you want to work on also social anxiety, saying no, not being a people pleaser, things like that, the subtle art of not giving an F, grief, relationship, honestly, general life, When Things Fall Apart by P. Mitchell Jones. Overthinking, you want to read this one as well, and then How to Not Overthink by Joseph Nguyen. Those are like a good starting 5. And I promise you, like, the more we meet, like, we'll talk about the books that you've read. Like, I swear, like, you will be unrecognizable. You will not recognize yourself. But I'm telling you, I'm living proof. Okay, don't clip that. I'm living proof of books just being the best thing, bro. When I tell you, I used to be the most socially awkward, shy, fear of rejection, fear of this, always wanting to fit in, always judging myself, sitting in anger. And just by reading, I've obviously still struggled with many things. I'm nowhere near perfect, but it has completely changed my life. Reading gave me a second life. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm telling you, just read 10 pages a day. Just listen to 15, minutes a day of audiobook. Yeah. All right, that's everything. Thank you. That was our hour. You still seem awkward and shy. Okay. Thank you for that, Tina. I appreciate you. Let me look at your Twitch. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not perfect, buddy. I just said that. I'm just trying. But yes, can you post all those books in your story? Most of these books are in my TikTok shop. Not a promo. You don't have to buy it through my TikTok shop. I don't care how you get it. I hope you get it for free on a PDF or a Spotify or anything like that. But yeah, all these books are in my TikTok shop. If you want to scroll, you don't have to buy. It's on a promo. Like, please get it for free by any means necessary. Listen to it for free. Use your parents' account, your account, etc. That's everything. All right, I'm gonna post TikTok, and then we're all gonna comment, and then we're gonna dip. So I have another stream at 5:30, and I'll see you all there. It's gonna be a really, really fun stream. Do we want? I'm gonna do me and Crystal reading a book. I need to edit this one. Dang, I'm gonna do a different one. I'm gonna do me and Lizzo. We love Lizzo. All right. I'm gonna post this and then we out. And I'll see y'all at 5:30. All right. I'm gonna like the first 50 comments, and then I'm finna get it. Once it's upload. Top 2. These are top 2 out of 10. Out of 5. This is top 3. This is top 5. Oh my god. This is it. What the heck? I didn't even know what's up here. Look at this, y'all. This is one of the best books I've ever read in my life. When Things Fall Apart by Pima Chajone. I know it's backwards. Look at this. I think I have some highlights. I used to highlight all my books. Look at this. I'm gonna read you some of this. I'm gonna pin the TikTok, then I'm gonna read you like a couple paragraphs to let you know how good the book is, and then I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna pin the new TikTok really quickly. And then I'm gonna read you some parts real quick. Okay, first 50 comments, I'm gonna like those. And while you do that, I'm going to read some of this for you. Just like a few. Oh, this one is a simple quote. Lean into every moment. Every moment, lean. When you're crying, lean into it. When you're going through a hard time, lean into it. And of course, it's like, oh, it's easy to say, but when I'm going through it, it's literally lean into every moment, the good, the bad, because if you just space out or try to get over or get through the hard times, you're going to miss so much of life. Because I'm telling you, a good percentage of life is hard time in the struggle. But read the obstacles away and you'll learn to like a lot of the struggle, right? I just want to read a couple. I just want to read a couple points of this book because there's so many good parts. Right. Thinking that we can find some lasting pleasure and avoid pain is what in Buddhism is called samsara, a hopeless cycle that goes round and round endlessly and causes us to suffer greatly. So chasing lasting pleasure and trying to get to a point where you don't feel pain or have to go through hard things will have the exact opposite effect you think. This book is so good, bro. This is so good. There's actually so much to read. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Yeah, this book also talks about a lot about overthinking. This is probably the best book I've ever read in my life. Top 3. When Things Fall Apart. Not resisting the fact that things end, things pass, that things have no lasting substance, that everything is changing all the time. That is the basic message. Oh, this book is so good. I'm going to have to reread this, no cap. All right. Pima Chajone. Pemachhodron. Okay, I'm gonna go like the first 50 on the TikTok. There's 27. Pima, hold on. I'm gonna read it right now. This book, like, I'm telling you, this book, I read this book with my therapist, and then I listened to the 4 Agreements around the same time, and it totally changed my life. Like, it was to the point where, for example, I was talking about this in a podcast I did yesterday, but I started just randomly calling my dad. Like, me and my dad are good, love him, we're close, but like every time I called my pops, it was for something, a reason, this happened, they want to talk about this. Never just randomly, but then I started randomly calling my dad because of this book. I started walking with my head higher because of this book. I started being okay being alone. You know, a lot of people don't ever want to be alone, right? This book changed all that for me. So I'm going to go like everyone's comment. I will see you at 5:30 for a fun Silent Library stream. Thank you for coming to the first mental health mukbang. Yeah, the Solar Not Giving a Fuck Fudge, amazing. But yeah, no, this book is phenomenal. So thank you everyone for being here. We'll definitely do it again.
Oh.